Agnetha was recently interviewed for a German newspaper, and this is what she said. Personally, I would love that. Maybe someone from the music industry reads this and will start working on it. What was she talking about? And how can we help? Let's dive into one of the most exciting but unexplored chapters in Agnetha's life, her German period, and her wish to revisit it. Hey, so for this video it is important that you spread it by sharing, leaving a comment or putting thumbs up. I usually don't ask for that, but this is how YouTube's algorithm works. You never know who's watching, and the more people will see this video, the better the chance that someone might be watching who wants to fulfill Agnetha's wish. She was asked, only very few people know that at the end of the 60s you recorded songs in German and recorded them in Germany. Have you ever thought about re-releasing those songs, maybe in a box set with a booklet explaining how they were created in the Hansa studios in Berlin? Agnetha said, "To be frank, no, I haven't even thought about that, but this is a great idea. Personally, I would love if all of my German songs would be collected in a box set. Maybe someone from the music industry reads this and will start working on it." So let's try to understand why these songs and this chapter in Agnetha's life is quite important in her artistic career. Agnetha mainly released songs in English and in Swedish with many of her own compositions. But between 1968 and 1972, she released 16 songs in German on 8 singles. Some of them are based on Agnetha's own compositions, some of them are unique songs, and there are some really beautiful, reflective ballads. She never really broke through with those songs in Germany, but most importantly, from all those Scandinavian singers recording in German, Agnetha seems to have been one of the few artists who aspired artistic freedom, even back then. If you listen to all of her 16 songs in German, you'll notice that they begin to change from being amusing songs in typical Schlager style to these wonderful, thoughtful ballads. The German music scene was quite strict and labels were dominated by men. Agnetha managed, to some extent, to go beyond rules and regulations from the time, which is even more remarkable considering that it was virtually impossible for women to develop own creative ideas. That aspect of this story is fascinating enough in and of itself. Unfortunately, all of this history is almost lost. The songs were only released back in the day on vinyl singles, and there was never an official CD release by a major label. One of the reasons may be that the original master tapes apparently can't be found. Some decades ago, there were independent CD releases collecting all 16 songs sourced from the original vinyl singles. I am grateful for these releases, giving the songs in quite pristine quality and transfers. However, those CDs were extremely limited and are, of course, long out of print. I think it is long overdue that there should be a new official CD release of Agnetha's German songs, a wish just recently confirmed by Agnetha herself in that new interview. This CD would combine all 16 songs and could finally do justice to this unique chapter by putting together a booklet with photographs, liner notes, and maybe even an exclusive interview with Agnetha. The rights situation to these songs seems to be a bit more complex. As far as I know, the songs belong to Warner, Universal, and Sony Music, as well as Agnetha herself. But it's doable. This would be quite a historic release, and it would certainly be a success. Of all countries, her latest album A+ did best of all in Germany. In an interview from 10 years ago, Agnetha said that she thinks her German songs are pretty good, and there is more. Statements from archivists and people working closely to Agnetha indicate that there are and/or might be many more unreleased songs that she recorded in German language. One of them is called Hocus Pocus Fidibus, and a possible recording of another song intended for the B-side. Apparently, she also recorded but never released German versions for all the other Swedish songs that were written by her then fiancé and producer Dieter Zimmermann, and German versions of 2 more Swedish songs from her second album. On top of that, Agnetha performed some of her German songs on German television. No performance has ever been seen since then. Some of them may be lost, but maybe some of them are simply locked away in the archives. On a comprehensive CD box set release of Agnetha's German period, you could basically try to add those unreleased songs and an exclusive DVD with surviving performances. Of course, all of that research costs time and money. On this channel, I visited locations related to Agnetha's time in Berlin, including the Hansa Studios. That could be added on a bonus DVD, if I may say so myself, or a similar documentary in that style. But at least there should finally be a basic release on CD of all of Agnetha's official 16 German songs. So again, here is Agnetha's statement. Personally, I would love if all of my German songs would be collected in a box set. Maybe someone from the music industry reads this and will start working on it. So let's hope someone reads and sees this and realizes the importance to release Agnetha's German songs on CD. Make it big and make justice to this quite historic chapter in her life as an artist before it is lost and forgotten. I hope many of you see this value as well. Let me know your thoughts and your favorite songs of Agnetha's German recordings. Make sure to comment, like and share this video to get it out there. Thank you to the German ABBA forum for documenting many facts and insights. Alright, until then, Edo!